loading into our first game. Expression on a tank, that makes sense, but Tahm Kench top, we saw Duke really pull it off. Of course, double globals also available with the summoner spell and the ultimate.
And we do have a lot of long-range backline damage with the Lux Misfortune combo. And we have, looks like going to be a passive lane. Chaser looking for an early gank, going to get behind Trace early on, force a flash, and there's the knock-up, gets the eat. And that is Trace in the belly, and Trace is definitely dead. And they're trying to hand this one over to Expression. Not quite getting that last auto attack, and that means that Chaser is going to have to come in for the first blood. So playing forward, and Chaser with a nice gank.
In other scenes, and often you ask these players why they don't play it, and it's just they haven't thought about it or they haven't considered it.
Dive coming in, he is very low right now, is going to tag Wing with his tongue, but an early use of the wild growth. Expression trying to flash this one, he is not going to live through this. Trace picks up a kill, so Trace gets his revenge. And Janair looking at a dragon right now. They do have it pink warded, no vision, so it should be pretty easy for Winged and Che to burn through. Will be the first dragon of the game going over to Janair. He's playing a much cleaner game than we saw at IEM San Jose.
Yeah, just talking about how IM or Longzhu had invested in the top side of the map.
No problem. Second dragon of the game, and we talked about the lower priority on dragon, but it certainly didn't seem to matter yesterday in the KT matches when they got 5 dragon stacks in both of their games.
Captain Jack might be caught.
Yeah, he is very far forward, going to dodge a cleaver. There's the make it rain, but he gets knocked into the wall. There's the rocket jump from Pilot, and the finisher, Kuzan, now trying to lock down Pure, and Pure will just explode. Kuzan on the roam. They catch the duo of Janair in the long lane. Some more glitter lands clear. It's not going to be enough this time, as we do see the spooky ghost, and now we see Jay caught up, does use his ultimate, and gets in with a big pulverized 3-man. Now Captain Jack on the outside. Kuzan nearly bursts him down. Pilot now right in the mix, has to flash over the wall. Coco low alongside Captain Jack. Janair wants to continue this fight. Pilot still moving. There's a comeback. Great ultimate from Misfortune to turn the fight around. Captain Jack baits him into a choke and then manages to pick up a kill. Now Longzhu still pursuing Trace, but Trace gets out with the whimsy. Wants to steal away. He's going to find Chaser here. Chaser going to get low, does have to use the Chilling Smite, and it's just not going to be enough.
No Magi stacks from that, but they do get the turret in mid.
Oh, Che, goodbye.
Exploded. Just trying to get position, because it's very hard to walk through a choke when Misfortune's on the enemy team.
Longzhu is going to take that dragon pretty easily. Wing actually going to come in. He gets the Smite steal. That's stack number 3. Kuzan comes over the wall and gets out. Very nice steal there from Winged.
Potential flank coming through from Kuzan. Has to get rid of some spot vision.
Has to be very careful about that. Oh, Pilot is going to get annihilated by the bullet time final spark combo. There it is. They get the catch with the Lux Q. Tier 2 in the top side. Dragon is live once again, and this is going to be the focus of this game, it would seem. Wing wants to go for yet another steal. Janair here, and they know there aren't ultimates. Longzhu not in the greatest position right now to actually play around this. They don't have MF available, and we see it again. No, Chaser gets it this time, but Chase going to engage with a pulverized. Captain Jack killed nearly instantly, and we have, looks like Pilot actually not going to be able to get into this fight in the end. Janair still trying to pursue. Captain Jack still low, Winged with absolutely no damage onto him so far. Kuzan skirting the outside. Pilot wants to get in, and he's going to just get some autos in onto the tanks, but not a lot else as he is focused down. And Expression looks like he is just simply not going to make it. And there's no light at the end of that tunnel for him. And the rest of the crew now collapsing. Trace is going straight back into the enemy base, and this is going to be a TP. Nope, not out. Chaser is going to stop it, but guess what? Trace is giving the runaround to IM, or Longzhu rather. And now they're going to try and stop Chaser from ulting over to this Baron attempt that they're trying to take right now. It's getting low, about 4,000 HP. Che now going to be zoned out, has to use his ultimate. He's inside Expression, and Janair has to call it off. Nice Bard ultimate, though. That's going to be the laser. Can they finally kill Winged? They're going to get Che with a little bit of help from the Baron, but Winged remains alive for the moment. Somehow Trace got out of the base, and now Longzhu, it's their time to go after this Baron. Can they secure it? Definitely a risky call from Jin Air.
Made a lot of sense though, especially with Chaser following him around. They didn't have the damage to finish it. Longzhu trying to finish it themselves.
Oh, Kuzan's going to try and get in there. Captain Jack takes a hit, but they're going to get the Baron, and that'll be Chaser securing the objective. No flash from this Mundo to try for another steal. Winged.
Chasing down the Lulu. I thought there might be time, but they just didn't have the damage to finish the Baron at 42 minutes. And they're going to take 2 objectives to punish them.
Yeah, nicely done. So not even a methodical push. Let's see what we can see. Pilot actually going to get hit and into a Bard ultimate. Here comes Chaser. Is there going to be enough follow-up? No, there's not. Wing going to go right into it. Kuzan takes a big chunk right away. Pilot here trying to get as much damage as he can, but he's going to barely miss the laser. Pilot going to knock Chaser right out of the fight and try and get back to Fountain. But the inhibitor is going to fall. They pick up a kill on Che in the midst of all that. And they're going to go for the win right now. Working on these turrets. Winged just absolutely unkillable. He's not going to die here either as he sprints back to Fountain. But that'll be Pilot falling to Captain Jack, and that's going to be the end of this game. Longzhu on a Baron push off of a mistake from Jin Air is going to take a very close game 1. GG.
To call this game methodical would be an understatement. You couldn't pick a victory or a winner 5-6 minutes ago, but putting all in on trying to just rush down that Baron while Longzhu were trying to chase down the Lulu.
CJ do last season when they play around Coco's Jace pick. He's certainly one of the best Jace players ever. So I always love seeing him on this pick. He's one of the few players that I really enjoy on it. Of course, Pawn, another one, but that is what he's going to get, especially with Jace pushed up. And here comes Coco. He's going to hammer Winged. Oh, Coco, there's the flash, and you've got nowhere to go, Winged. Crush the spider. Hit it with a hammer.
Doesn't need to be much of a sniper when he's just waiting for the face check, but waiting in the wings, much like Chaser was his teammate Coco, and they're not done.
They're not. Chaser just going to simply take a turret shot right here to delay the recall. So on. It's level 5, Expression's level 6, and you are about to get entombed, my friend.
Welcome to competitive play.
That's right. Welcome to competitive play. So on here under the turret. Expression going to ult himself. Chaser has a tunnel ready. It's resulting in a lot of pressure from Coco now with that blue buff and able to stack up that tier quite quickly. So1 is in a world of trouble right now. There's the ult from Lissandra. Pure there, just a block off Wing. They want more than one. So1 on the run. Eventually he's going to fall. Expression picks up the kill. And that's going to be his first as he...
If you notice, Winged has been all over the map. Basically, after the failed gank and bot has kind of left it to the wolves, and the result has been that Chaser has so far snowballed this bot lane, and Winged has been very low percentage, and his forces so far as Longzhu just take down the dragon as Jin Air basically watch.
And there we go. Coco actually going to get grabbed and destroyed right away. Kuzan with the burst damage. Captain Jack on the side right now. Chaos Storm moved over to him. Has to flash over the wall. He finds Che on the other side, who is quickly ripped back with a Fate's Call. Knockup comes through. And I don't know if they wanted that one, Che. I don't know if you wanted to push that button. You did not want to push that button with the Lissandra ultimate still available. So they trade 1-for-1 on what could have been right under the nose of So1, who can't do much, and they are going to move towards the Rift Herald, and this is a perfect objective for Longzhu's composition.
I mean, game on game, this is a perfect improvement on their game 1, where they had a lot of information but kind of fumbled it. You know, kind of didn't use the vision advantage they had, didn't play around vision, and in the end kind of paid for it. And this game...
Well, we've never talked about Captain Jack's package, so...
We'll find time.
Okay, there it is, though, and Captain Jack... Well, that was different than what we saw from Faker, playing it a little risky there as Kuzan drops his ult on him right as he sails in.
I have to say, Faker's package usage, much cleaner than Captain Jack's.
Wow, bit risky there.
True analysis comments in 2016. I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I have nothing to say about that, Papa Smith. Absolutely not. Trying to get some extra tankiness there, building into the Titanic Hydra. They want to go on Chaser. Chaser is very tanky, though, and here comes Expression. Will get hooked right afterwards. Has to ult himself. Winged, going to repel right out of the middle of that fight. And now Longzhu coming back. Captain Jack with the first kill of the fight. They're going to pursue So1, and there's a flash knock-up onto him as they keep on running through the gate. He will get torn out of the middle of the Longzhu scrum with the Che Lantern. And then Expression is there in the mid lane, and the dive is going to be coming.
Wait to see if they dive.
Oh yes, they will dive. Kuzan now there trying to escape, and he picks up one onto Expression. So1 now back, has TP'd into the fray, and he wants to get onto Captain Jack. That will be dodged. And Chaser may be the latest casualty as So1 respawns and turns the fight around.
We'll have to go soak it up. He does have the Ravenous Hydra for some AoE damage, but it just means that it draws more people away from important objectives by this Dragon.
That's right. So number 3 now stacked up here for IM is...
They haven't been picking up their own buffs, both blue and red, I believe. 2 rotations have been picked up by Jin Air, and they just keep pushing out, and the global gold is the advantage here.
And there's the Trundle again, just breaking up the composition and allowing for that easy poke. Jay gonna go in with a hook, and actually takes out Pure, so they get a nice flay into the box. Well, it's very interesting to see Expression because really as a player, known as a strong laner, but kind of a mindless split pusher, but in this game, he's been putting the pressure on in all the right places, and he's going to TP in right now, right behind. It's going to be matched by Fiora, but everyone is there. Jin Air is caught in a very dangerous situation where they're going to be repeatedly poked, and they have nowhere to go. And they wasted already an ultimate coming in from Kalista. Now Chaser going to try on the engage. They do throw it down. Coco does pick up Che, and actually Jin Air escaping without too many losses so far.
Crucially, So1 was able to slow down. They're still going.
And Captain Jack trying to wade through this Chaos Storm. Chaser going to pop forward, and there's Expression. Grabs another one and slows down So1 for Captain Jack to finish off. Great snipe at max range onto by Coco onto Kuzan. Racing over to Baron with his ultimate.
Now we do see Wind coming in. He's a lower level. There's going to be plenty of people peeling away. Baron's at 5,000.
And that will be denied. Hey, Winged. Sammer time. More spider crushing commencing. Pure actually finishes off that kill with the help of his Ignite.
Coco's doing just immense damage.
Oh no, he just actually killed him with Chomp.
As you do.
As you do. Impressed. Here we go again. Coco now back into hammer stance, finds Winged. Expression there, zoning out Pilot. Caught on the outside. And that's a double kill for Jack. And meanwhile, Kuzan under the turret. Jack has to run away from the Victor ultimate. Chain now trying to run away, but there are only super minions in that direction, and death as he is trapped against the pillar. Triple kill for Coco to go alongside Jack's double, and Longzhu will close out this one 2-0 after struggling a bit in game 1, looking very impressive with Coco's Jace in game number 2.
You have to say that when Longzhu is firing on all cylinders, all 5 looked like carries. They were fighting for kills at the end. Even Pure picked up a few on the Trundle.
And both teams have some pretty nice late game power. Should be exciting team fights as we head into game 1 here.
You see Ambition rotating around QV. If you get this Rise going, even Nautilus tankiness won't be enough to stop the oppressive Rise in the top lane.
Does have the barrel clear, more of an opportunity to prevent that damage. They're going to TP, actually, as Ambition going to get caught out, and there's the ultimate from Nautilus going to get that knockup, and Ambition gives up first blood, crushed by Graves right in front of the Dragon Pit, and they'll chain that right into an objective.
e-mFire should look into volleyball sponsors because they completely bounced Ambition into their AoE, layered it nicely, pick up an objective. That's more than I ever expected from e-mFire in their debut.
Now here, and Hippo will start trading. He has to be a little bit careful there against Kuve. He's going to dodge one of the Qs and
out of mana.
Yep, finds him out of mana. There's a Gangplank ult coming through. Kuve in a bit of trouble. Hippo here. Who's going to win this duel in the end? Kuve has to turn around, but he doesn't have any mana. Hippo going to take it. Ambition wants to get the dive down, but Hippo just has too much HP using that corrupting potion to get back up, and for that to happen, though, which against the Rise might be slightly dangerous.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe. All right, Crush actually going to get knocked up right now. Ambition getting kited. Both junglers have red buffs. There's a GP ult just to discourage any further aggression. TP going to come into the backside, and Bug Splat, baby.
That was epic. Man, how bad could 6-1 have been?
Yeah, really.
Suite of CC between Alistair and the Nautilus and e-mFire. They're not done pushing advantages. This is the unique thing. We've seen rookie teams, Anarchy from last split, for example, have good early games, have good mechanics or play smartly in the early game, but It's very early, but they're pushing advantages more smartly than you'd expect.
Yeah, Hippo in the bottom though. Core gonna go for the dive, does get the kill, but hello, heal. Is that gonna be enough? Yep, just barely comes out with sub 100.
Let's got that edge up top, then teleported and again punished Cuvée.
The edge up top, that's very true with that ult in the 1v1. But anyway, Cougar now going to go ahead and get CC'd here. Cuvée just continuing the follow-up, waiting for that ultimate to run out. And he's not going to quite be in range. There's a Q, not going to hit. And can we get it? Yes! Cuvée in the end picks up the kill. They do attempt a TP from edge, but
it just feels like they're more and more important. It's why when it gets to the late game and no one can buy them, when you fill up item slots, it can get awkward when it comes to the Vision game.
Okay, well, Samsung now moving through a choke point, managed to get into the river. There's going to be another dragon, however, secured. And that is number 3 already for e-mFire. They did take a not very good pillar right there, but they do dodge the barrels coming around the outside. Now a lot of wards into that dot brush, and e-mFire is on it. Now here we go, TP coming through. Finally some action. Rise not getting the best TP location. Doesn't get a flank right here. He's going to have to run at them. You do not run at Rise barrels, or Rise barrels, GP barrels. And that's going to be the result. So Dragon will go ahead and be taken once again, but the fight's not done. Cougar trying to run is killed through his ultimate. Ambition can't get the Dragon, and that means
e-mFire knew that eventually Cuvée would have to teleport, but it was such a defensive teleport. Didn't have stacks up, although
Hippo now walking too far forward. Soul getting caught out in the Chaos Storm. There's the culling, and forces the flash out of e-mFire's Corki.
Minion wave control won't be as easy as e-mFire is going to be able to put up, and as you mentioned, 5th Dragon soon.
Yep, there you go. Soul actually going to get soloed by Crown. Great play, flash forward, getting the Thunderlords and just blowing Soul up, knowing that there wasn't a flash. They also get the
death timers are so long in this patch, from minutes 15 to 40. Death timers are on average much longer, and still 10 seconds on Corki, and this Baron's being really shred down.
Yeah, Crush has to look for his steal right here, but Hippo comes back. He's going to TP in. Cuvée pushed out with his ultimate. They're still looking to take this, but they don't have control over the back of the pit, and Crush going to pop on in, and that's going to be a secure for Ambition. A little close there, but they get it in the end, and now Core looking to finish up Cougar. Hippo will get knocked up and killed at the end. Double kill for Cuvée, and that'll be a near ace. Soul, the last one standing, and this should be the end of the game.
This is the thing that can happen. Even though the early game was so even, the power of a pick on patch 5.24 is immense, and from a single pick, all of this snowball has meant that after 30 minutes of controlling the game, e-mFire is going to lose their competitive debut.
Yeah, but definitely a stronger performance than we thought coming in from e-mFire. The package will be delivered, but at the same time, Soul will be delivered unto death. And now we have the conclusion of this game. 36 minutes in, Samsung with a decisive Baron and an even more decisive push takes out the Nexus, and that'll be 1-0 to Samsung.
Samsung honestly gave e-mFire much longer of a leash than we expected. e-mFire played smartly, they communicated well, both teleports and in terms of
draft in an unlikely scenario in the first game of this series.
Really balanced team comp from Samsung. I think they're going to want to try and push and just basically have good wave clear in every lane, but as you mentioned, e-mFire in a team fight, especially if they're kiting backwards.
Oh man. Poor JJ, that solo experience. Hippo not level 6 yet, and we do see a bit of a dive coming through. Crush is there. Crush doesn't have any mana though, and that means Core JJ gonna dodge the side, finish off the culling. Nicely played by Core. He does take a couple hits. Cuvée there, TPing all the way down to make
Cuvée, because they got all that turret damage, and they're gonna eventually take out the turret as well if they so choose, while Kalista was just maintaining the wave, denying Cuvée up top. So the teleport, they get a kill, they get an objective, looking like 2 objectives, and Kalista's not even punishing them on the minimap at all.
Yeah, and the Dragon too, that's, when you have your teleport in the top lane, you do have more control over the Dragon, really nothing they could.
For you, it's not that often. You're pretty plain. Some would call you aggressive.
Some might. All right, well, some action in the mid lane now. Wraith trying to wrap around the side, only level 4, so he's going to take that Nautilus ult and then retreat into the enemy jungle where he is taken out by Soul's Kalista. So
last year, that's surprising to see a freeze for now go unchecked.
All right, well, or JJ will go ahead and clear this out. Ambition eats the hook, but there's not follow-up. Nice disengage there from Wraith. No real chance for a dive quite yet.
You say this.
Hippo trying to go around the side. Turret is low, but Edge there too. Victor now coming up to join the rest of his troops. Cougar is low. Hippo's going to be actually frozen in the gravity field and punted out, but there's the finisher. Core JJ turns it around as Kuve sits there in League of Legends. Otherwise, we'd see more Rammus, maybe some more Doran's rings.
Spennu would be in a better state as well.
Definitely true.
Ah, yes. Cultivating. Meanwhile, Cuve is like, I found a wave.
Look at this, it's pushing towards me. Meanwhile, we're going to take a dragon here, despite not having a whole lot of map pressure, but they've got enough on the bottom side and no vision right now from e-mFire.
That feel when you get a freeze and the objectives.
I hope that's the story of my life this weekend, Papa Smithy.
Hippo's building for the team. I mean, with how far he is behind, it was never going to be selfish itemizations. Oh, in the mid.
Yeah, Crown actually going to get jumped right here, but Wraith over the wall, able to stop it. There's a knock-up onto Edge, and can they follow this up? Culling is here, but the Lamb's respite is down. He's got to run. Nice knock-up coming through from Ambition. Edge is still alive somehow. Nice body block. Ambition pulled back under the turret. And will he actually fall? Yes, he will. Soul comes through.
They're still going.
And they're going to come through. There's the box right there with the ult on. Great turnaround from e-mFire, saving Edge at the very end. And Soul with the timely roam into the mid lane. Kuve, you have a teleport.
Looks like National's Tooth, as expected, coming through for Edge.
Okay, so Cougar a little bit out of position. Will be found by Kuve, and he's just going to die. Combo from Lysandra, who is this powerful already halfway through.
The MVP here is definitely Soul on this Kalista. Kalista is a champion. While everyone's kind of partying in the Lamb's Respite, falling on low health, she can keep putting in those Ren stacks, and the moment it stops, she's in a position to clean up a fight. So it's actually a really good synergy between that ability and just all the people getting into melee range.
Tunneling out over to his blue buff, but they lose sight of most of these objectives. Kuve does have TP, but it looks like they're just going to give this one up.
Worth noting that this game, because it's less solo kill potential, is Crush face checked by Ambition, does a lot of damage. I think Locket's probably the smarter choice this game.
Nail on the head there. Kuve now going to find Crush, and there's the pick potential of this Lysandra. They pile on through, and there's one turret going down. How far are they willing to go? Grabs the crab. Doing the crab grab before backing out. Hello, Edge going to get knocked around, and now he's on the other side of his wall. Does get lanterned out, but Cougar is going to pay for it. So will Soul, who's caught out with the Lysandra ult right in the front line. Double kill for Core, who's going nuts, and now Crush delaying the inevitable merely as he falls for another kill for Core JJ. Picking up a delayed triple, and that's going to be a Baron.
e-mFire file in slowly out of position, one by one, and the result is a resounding win for Samsung. The moment that Kuve started grouping, their initiation potential, even with all the peel and tankiness on e-mFire's side, has been undeniable, and they're going to pick up a Baron very comfortably off the back of another forced fight from Samsung.
Dragon Rise at spawns will put him at number 3, so they have a backup plan to win this game should this massive gold lead that they have accrued not be quite enough.
I think it's more if they make some mistakes. It feels like Dragons will be
still a lot to ask for. A minute and a half until the next Baron. It looks like Samsung just happy to wait that objective out. Nope, they're going to go for it. We do see the Lysandra in the back line. Great ultimate from Kuve, and nice follow-up on the knockup from Wraith. Soul trying to hop his way out of this one, but he is one dead bunny as he is followed up. Oh, he may live. He was a slippery bunny after all. Meanwhile, Hippo walking north in the enemy jungle, trying to hook himself out of trouble. But that's not going to be very successful. He's been very patient this game.
Lying in wait. Here he comes.
And there he goes, and they're going to lantern him out, but here comes this Lysandra. Beautiful ultimate. 5-man slow, and that'll just be chained into Wraith knockup. And that's going to be about it. Great combo and great initiation for Kuve. That's the kind of play that he needed to have this game against this very protected carry composition. of the e-mFire, and there it is, the ace as Crown comes through for the finisher, and that'll be it. No second Baron needed to take game number 2 as Samsung takes a 2-0 in their first series of 2016.
The textbook teleport flank on Lissandra. You could have told me it was Marin, I would have believed you. Such was the way that they both set up wards for him to teleport to and just the engage. That is why Lissandra frequently is banned or is taken her flex pick nature, and the fact that she is able to initiate despite being a burst mage. Really nice play from Cuvée, and hopefully a preview of his continued improvement.